Hi everyone, this is Laurie Miggins, and I'm here at Real Life with Laurie. I'm here with my great friend Abbey Junker. Abbey is a soul sister who has a lot of the she we met a couple years ago because we're part of the same team on a nutrition company, and we bonded over how healthy nutrition has really affected our mental health. She does have similar diagnosis as I had, and she is a powerhouse and very successful with how she's overcome in dealing with everything that she's been challenged with in her life. She's an amazing mom. I can say that she's a kick butt friend. Anyway, this is my show. I can say kick ass if I want to. She's a kick ass friend. She has three gorgeous children, one freshly brought into the world, and I got the pleasure of seeing her. And if we weren't so close and on lockdown, I might get super cuddles. She's currently living in North California with her beautiful wife, and she was raised in Utah. So thank you, Abby, so much for being with us here today. I really appreciate it. I know that you've got a busy home life currently with what, five people in the house right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any animals in that mix?
No, we do. We're
No.
not an animal family. We raise children. I can't do animals.
Yeah, we've got enough going on right now. That's amazing. So you came on. You said that you were going to be discussing just the mental health challenges that you brought up with. You know that it's just a short show discussing about some challenges and how you've overcome them. The whole message of this show is to um, bring forth the message of hope, and not that we're not alone, and that we all suffer different journeys or suffer through journeys. That sounds terrible. We all go through different journeys. We all have different challenges, and we all have the opportunity to overcome. So I will just ask you the question: what are some challenges that you've come into in your life?
Well, first, thank you so much for inviting me to share. I really greatly appreciate that invitation. I believe that when we share our story and we share our journey, not only do we heal, but we help others and give others permission to heal. And that's huge in anyone's personal growth, whether they have mental health challenges or not. So, thank you for providing this platform.
I love it. I love your permission to heal as well. That's a wonderful statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I am, like you said, I'm 35. I'm living in Northern California. 5 years ago, we had the biggest challenge of our lives basically thrown in our laps. We were blindsided with my mental health diagnosis. I had struggled with depression on and off, really since I was about 17 years old. That was the first time I remember having or experiencing any kind of depression. Um, and it was isolating. I was reclusive and experienced weight gain. But I was also in high school.
Hmm.
Didn't really know what to do with it. And then I was misdiagnosed for 6 years and mismedicated for 6 years with only depression. And I couldn't figure out, you know, why it would come, why it would go, how to control it, how to help myself. But at 30, um, there was a lot of major stress that had happened. I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating properly. Um, and at the time, we didn't realize how much that influenced my mental health
Hmm.
because we never had to look at it. But it got really bad. And I wound up in the hospital and wound up with a rapid cycling bipolar diagnosis, a general anxiety diagnosis, and a complex PTSD diagnosis.
Wow.
So if you have a mental health diagnosis, you know that's a lot. Like that's
Yes,
a
it
lot
is.
in 1 week to kind of figure out.
Yeah.
Um, so that's been the biggest challenge is receiving those diagnoses and figuring out now what.
That's a good way to say it. Now what?
Mhm. What's the plan? What can we do? How do we do
Yeah.
this? How do we navigate this? At the time we had two children that were little because this was 5 years ago. So my youngest was 2 and my oldest was 3.
Wonderful.
So it was wild. Absolutely wild. And I will say the biggest thing that made all the difference in the world is that I have the most amazing spouse in the entire world who
Yes.
said, your
Incredible.
job is to get some tools. Your job is to survive. You're not going to be suicidal. I don't want you to live that life. You're not going to execute that plan. You're going to heal and you're going to get better because we need you.
And what
The
kind
kids need you.
that's amazing. What kind of tools did you pick up and what kind of resources did you use to overcome such a huge impact?
Well, what we did is I lost my job. That was the first thing. And that my job was really stressing me out.
Mhm.
It was just too much, I think. And then I went into full time counseling and therapy. So I was
Wow.
doing about 22 to 25 hours a week of therapy,
Yeah.
and that became my job.
That's
So
incredible. That's a
it's just,
huge feat. That's a huge dedication to go that deep into yourself. I mean, getting such a huge like three diagnoses all in one week and then, committing yourself to leaving societal norms and then to step into therapy full time. I did the same thing too, but like stepping in and digging so deep into your soul and having to look at yourself for 25 hours straight throughout the week is it's an incredible thing to do.
yeah. So
Yeah.
for 6 months, that's what we did. That was the life that we lived. And we made it work and we figured it out and we overcame that. But it was challenging. And even then, you have med adjustments and that's challenging. So there
Of
was just
course.
challenge after challenge, and we were newly married. So like it was like the most perfect, horrible, awful storm that we had to like jump into and quickly figure out.
Mhm.
And luckily we did. But it's been 5 years of tweaking, readjusting, recalibrating. And the last two have been the best. I
Mhm.
currently am not on any medication at all.
That's
Um,
awesome.
it is awesome. It's awesome for me because
Yeah.
it's the right thing that makes me feel good.
Mhm.
Medicine absolutely has a place in
Mhm.
this world, in the world of mental health. Medicine is what saved my life. It kept me here because I needed that baseline. I needed to get balanced and have a baseline again and
Yeah.
not spike fall. We were living waiting for that crash because that's what happens. So the biggest thing though, that we've done to change things is we really watch my sleep. I mean, we are on my sleep. I have to sleep. The minute I stop sleeping, things start going downhill really quick.
So do you find that you two are really on and checking in with each other with a newborn baby just to make sure that you are getting the fulfillment of sleep that you need?
Yes,
That's yeah.
absolutely.
It's going to show a testament to your and Vanessa's relationship too, for being able to have so much jumping into so much all the time, and then being able to like transition out and be able to monitor each other as everything goes on, and you being like it gives such a great testament to who you two are together to be able to survive so much and come out the side more strong and like in a better relationship as well, being able to learn so much about each other so quickly and
Yes,
being able to come out better on the other side is it's such a incredible thing to see. So that's
it
awesome.
really is.
Yeah, and being
Really.
able to yeah, and like seeing how well you know yourself to be able to say like, hey, I need this, this, and this, and you being able to like know yourself well enough to know when you might need things and be able to address them and work together as a partnership should. Um, it's nice to see. It's incredible. It's really cool. And how do the kids deal with everything? Are they because with Casey, this is probably going to be a little bit longer because because Casey with me, she understands that mommy's got like she knows about my GAD, she knows about my borderline, she knows about my symptoms. The borderline symptoms are similar to the bipolar and stuff. So she's aware when mommy's having panic attacks and stuff, and she's very comfortable with it. Do you find that your kids are able to receive information, like able to understand when you're going through a bout or when you're going through a cycle, or are they able to adapt?
Um, they know I could probably do better on that. They know as much as they need to know at the time, but they're very compassionate about um, I'm having a hard day. I need I need some time. I need a minute. Um,
Mhm.
or I don't feel good, or it's, I need rest or I need to sleep. Like they know
Mhm.
those things. They
Yeah.
don't know the terminology for it. Um, Other than anxiety, they know that.
I think
And
I think I think that's a personal choice too. I really believe in that it's a personal choice in a family situation that like Casey and I were after my husband and I separated, it was just her and I for a few years, so she learned quick about my diagnosis and how to learn and stuff, and that was my personal choice to let her know. But maybe your family is different in a way that like you guys choose to bring it into the kids involved as you want to bring them involved, and I think that should be really mentioned that it's a family choice and it's a personal choice
yeah.
on what you bring. So I'm sure seeing how much I stalk the two of you on Facebook and how great your kids are, I think you're making all the awesome choices that you need to make for them. So
Well, we really want them to have empathy and compassion for anyone that has any kind of mental health challenge, because they're
yeah,
going to find it and they're going to run into it later on, whether it's one of their friends, whether it's a potential spouse, someone they're dating, someone's family member. And I never want them to look at someone and have either negative thoughts or judgments because they know that their mom has mental health challenges and their mom is still successful. Their mom is still okay and can
yeah,
still function in society, and she's not a monster.
and she's a success. I think you
Yeah.
just said it yourself. Success, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was never supposed to be able to work or do this or anything, and you were able to overcome and be part of society. And like my whole goal was to become a functional part of society. And I mean, you with 3 kids, a wonderful wife, doing a career and killing all of it. I think that just basically is a testament that yeah, there is hope and there is opportunity. And thank you so much for being you. Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks for
you're so
setting the
sweet.
rest of us a good example.
I will say though, I'm not special and we're not perfect. Every day is a new challenge and we just don't ever give up. That's what
Yeah.
we both look at. Every day we're going to choose to show up and try and learn. But
Mm-hmm.
we're not perfect. We have real shitty days sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it's part
But
of the human journey.
yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're
Like you
just doing the
said,
best
mine's.
that we can.
I love it.
And I will
So.
say to anyone, don't ever give up. It took a
Mm,
long time to figure out what works. Like for me, making sure I sleep, making sure I do yoga, doing a meditation in yoga, physically moving my body, making sure I have all of the best nutrition that I could possibly have. That's huge.
absolutely.
And unfortunately, doctors don't look at you and say, hey, what are you eating? Are you drinking enough water?
Yeah. Did you get your 9 cups of water today, Yossi? So you actually hit. I think I'm gonna still ask you the question, but I think that's one big one that should be done daily by anybody. It's like don't give up. Check in with yourself and realize be realistic about it. So I like to make myself a huge to do list every day, and if I don't get to those 100 things, if I made it to 80, I'm realistic. I don't give up. I get to 80. I think that's it's kind of like shooting for the moon and landing in the stars. You set yourself up for success and respect what you land in as long as you're doing what you can and not to give up. So I think that's a huge message to put out there for anybody, and I appreciate you putting that out there. However, as my ending question with everybody,
Sure.
what is one strategy you use daily to help you live a healthy lifestyle?
Um, Almost daily, I do something to move my body that's alone time, that's quiet. Whether
Mm-hmm.
that's, going to the gym, going on a walk, doing yoga. Yoga is probably my biggest source of um, ease and reset and to rejuvenate and, to calm my mind.
Beautiful. So one other question. With
Sure.
5 people in the house, how do you strategize yourself to be able to have that quiet alone time to do yoga?
It's not really an option. It's just like anything else that has to get done. Whether that
Awesome.
means I last night's a perfect example. I just went up to my room, I shut the door, and that was that. it didn't really matter that there was dinner being prepared, there was a crying baby, there was all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I needed that to refocus and recenter and reset my body.
Yeah, just make it a priority and do it.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you so much, Abby. I really appreciate you being on the show today and taking time out of your busy schedule. I know we're all kind of in
Yes.
lockdown for the next 6 weeks, but yours has been busier than most. So really, really appreciate you taking the time out today.
Of
And I
course.
wish our audience a happy, wonderful Tuesday and a better week. All right. You want to say goodbye to everybody? Mwah.
Goodbye. Thanks so much.
Thank you.